What if I told you that a 2,300-year-old text predicted smartphones, artificial intelligence, and the exact chaos we're witnessing today? The Book of Enoch, banned from most Bibles, contains prophecies so precise about our modern world that it'll make your skin crawl. From technological explosions to global upheavals that sound ripped from tomorrow's headlines, this ancient manuscript might just hold the roadmap to humanity's future. And what it reveals about the end times will completely change how you see the world around you. I'm about to take you deep into the most controversial prophetic text ever written, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why religious authorities tried so hard to keep these revelations hidden from the masses. But before we dive into these mind-bending prophecies, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we're about to explore forbidden knowledge that most people will never hear about. The Book of Enoch isn't just another ancient text gathering dust in some scholar's library. This is a prophetic masterpiece that was once considered sacred scripture, quoted by the apostles themselves, and mysteriously removed from the biblical canon. Written around 300 BCE, it claims to contain the visions of Enoch, the seventh from Adam, who according to Genesis walked with God and was taken up to heaven without experiencing death. But here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. While most ancient texts focus on the past or their present day, Enoch's visions leap forward through time, painting vivid pictures of events that sound eerily familiar to anyone living in 2025. The text describes a future world where knowledge increases at an unprecedented rate, where the earth itself rebels against humanity's actions, and where technology becomes both mankind's greatest achievement and potentially its downfall. What makes these prophecies so compelling isn't just their age, but their specificity. We're not talking about vague predictions that could apply to any era. These are detailed descriptions of conditions, behaviors, and global phenomena that match our current reality with unsettling accuracy. Let's start with perhaps the most striking prophecy in the entire text, the prediction of rapidly increasing knowledge. In the Book of Enoch, we find descriptions of a time when human understanding would expand at an explosive rate, when secrets of the earth and heavens would be unveiled, and when mankind would possess knowledge that previous generations could never imagine. The text specifically mentions that in the last days, people would have access to information instantly, that communication would span the globe in moments, and that human knowledge would double repeatedly within short periods. Sound familiar? We're living in an era where human knowledge literally doubles every 12 months, where we carry more information in our pockets than entire libraries once contained, and where artificial intelligence processes and generates knowledge faster than the human mind can comprehend. Think about this for a moment. A text written over 2 millennia ago predicted that humanity would reach a point where knowledge increases so rapidly that it becomes overwhelming. The author of Enoch somehow envisioned a world where people would have access to more information than they could process, leading to both great advancement and great confusion. That's literally describing our current digital age, where information overload is a recognized psychological condition. But the knowledge prophecies go deeper than just information access. Enoch describes a time when humans would unlock the secrets of creation itself, when they would manipulate the building blocks of life, and when they would create artificial beings that could think and act. We're talking about genetic engineering, artificial intelligence, and biotechnology, all predicted in detail thousands of years before these concepts should have been possible to imagine. The text warns that this explosion of knowledge would come with a price. It describes how humanity would become intoxicated with its own intelligence, how people would trust in their technology more than in divine wisdom, and how this technological pride would ultimately lead to global catastrophe. Look around today and tell me that doesn't sound exactly like the warnings scientists and philosophers are giving us about artificial intelligence, genetic modification, and our overdependence on technology. Now, let's examine what might be the most chilling aspect of Enoch's prophecies: the predictions about global upheavals and natural disasters. The text describes a time when the earth itself would seem to rebel against humanity, when weather patterns would become chaotic and unpredictable, and when natural disasters would strike with increasing frequency and intensity. Enoch specifically mentions that in the last days, the seasons would become confused, with winter weather appearing in summer and summer heat in winter. The text describes massive storms that would devastate entire regions, earthquakes that would shake the foundations of civilization, devastation and floods that would swallow up vast areas of land. It talks about the oceans rising and consuming coastal areas, and about droughts so severe they would turn fertile lands into deserts. But here's what's truly remarkable about these predictions. They don't just describe random natural disasters. They specifically connect these upheavals to human behavior and technology. The text suggests that mankind's actions would actually trigger these environmental catastrophes, that human interference with natural systems would cause the Earth to react violently. Does this sound familiar? We're living through the most dramatic period of climate change in recorded history. Extreme weather events are becoming the norm rather than the exception. We're seeing unprecedented hurricanes, wildfires, floods, and temperature swings that perfectly match Enoch's descriptions of confused seasons and chaotic weather patterns. The text even describes what sounds remarkably like the greenhouse effect, explaining how human activities would trap heat in the Earth's atmosphere, causing global temperatures to rise and weather systems to become unstable. Remember, this was written thousands of years before anyone understood atmospheric science or industrial pollution. What's even more unsettling is how Enoch connects these environmental disasters to social and political upheaval. The text predicts that as natural disasters increase, governments would become unstable, people would lose faith in their leaders, and society would fragment into competing groups. Nations would rise against nations, and there would be wars and conflicts unlike anything previously seen. Look at our world today. Climate change isn't just an environmental issue. It's driving political instability, mass migration, resource conflicts, and social unrest across the globe. The prophecies in Enoch seem to understand that environmental and social catastrophes are interconnected, something we're only fully grasping now. But perhaps the most disturbing prophecies in the Book of Enoch concern what it calls the corruption of human nature itself. The text describes a time when people would become increasingly selfish, violent, and disconnected from natural relationships. It predicts that traditional family structures would collapse, that people would become obsessed with material possessions and physical pleasure, and that empathy and compassion would become rare qualities. The text specifically mentions that people would become addicted to various substances and behaviors, that they would seek instant gratification above all else, and that they would lose the ability to form deep, meaningful relationships. It describes a society where people would be constantly connected through technology, yet more isolated and lonely than ever before. Sound like a description of modern society? We're dealing with unprecedented levels of depression, anxiety, and social isolation, despite being more connected than ever through social media and technology. Traditional relationships and family structures are indeed breaking down. Substance abuse and behavioral addictions are at epidemic levels, and the pursuit of instant gratification through consumption and digital stimulation has become the dominant lifestyle for millions of people. Enoch also predicts that in the last days, truth itself would become relative, that people would reject absolute moral standards, and that deception would be so widespread that most people wouldn't be able to distinguish between truth and lies. The text warns that false teachers and corrupt leaders would proliferate, each claiming to have the real truth while leading people further into confusion. We're living in what many call the post-truth era, where objective facts seem to matter less than personal beliefs and feelings, where conspiracy theories flourish alongside legitimate information, and where people can find evidence to support virtually any position they want to hold. The information explosion that Enoch predicted has indeed come with the price of massive confusion about what's actually true. Now here's where the prophecies get truly mind-bending. Enoch doesn't just predict these conditions. It provides a timeline and sequence for how events will unfold. According to the text, the period of rapidly increasing knowledge would coincide with the beginning of the end times. The environmental upheavals and social breakdown would accelerate as human knowledge and technology advanced. The text suggests that there would be a tipping point where human civilization would face a choice between using its advanced knowledge for good or allowing it to lead to destruction. It describes a final period of intense tribulation followed by a complete transformation of human society and even the physical earth itself. What makes this timeline so compelling is how it seems to match our current historical moment. We are indeed living through the most rapid expansion of knowledge and technology in human history. We are simultaneously simultaneously experiencing unprecedented environmental changes and social upheaval. And many scientists, philosophers, and religious leaders are warning that we're approaching critical decision points that could determine the future of human civilization. Some researchers have noted that the technological singularity, the point where artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence, could occur within the next few decades. Climate scientists warn that we have only a narrow window to address global warming before crossing irreversible tipping points. Social scientists document how digital technology is reshaping human behavior and relationships in ways we don't fully understand. The Book of Enoch suggests that all of these trends are connected, that they're part of a larger pattern leading to a fundamental transformation of human existence. Whether you interpret this spiritually, scientifically, or historically, the parallels between Enoch's ancient visions and our contemporary reality are impossible to ignore. But the prophecies don't end with doom and gloom. Enoch also describes what comes after the period of tribulation and transformation. The text envisions a renewed earth where the environmental damage is healed, where human nature is restored to its original state, and where knowledge and technology are used in harmony with natural and spiritual principles rather than in opposition to them. This vision of renewal includes the idea that the secrets of the universe would be fully revealed to humanity, but only after people learn to use knowledge responsibly. The text suggests that the same technological and scientific capabilities that could destroy civilization could also usher in an era of unprecedented peace, prosperity, and understanding. Many futurists and technologists echo similar themes today, suggesting that technologies like artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and renewable energy could solve humanity's greatest challenges if we can learn to manage them wisely. The question, both in Enoch's prophecies and in our current situation, is whether humanity will make the right choices before it's too late. So what does all this mean for us today? If the Book of Enoch's track record for predicting our current conditions is any indication, we might want to pay attention to what it says about what's coming next. The text suggests that the period of increasing chaos and upheaval is temporary, a necessary phase before a fundamental shift in how human civilization operates. According to Enoch, the key to navigating this transition successfully lies in maintaining spiritual awareness while embracing beneficial knowledge and technology. The text warns against both religious fundamentalism that rejects all progress and secular materialism that ignores spiritual reality. Instead, it advocates for a balanced approach that honors both scientific understanding and spiritual wisdom. This message seems particularly relevant today as we grapple with artificial intelligence that could either liberate humanity or destroy it, genetic technologies that could eliminate disease or create new forms of inequality, and environmental challenges that require both technological solutions and fundamental changes in how we live. The prophecies also emphasize the importance of community and authentic relationships during times of rapid change. As technology makes it easier to connect superficially with many people, Enoch stresses the value of deep, meaningful connections with fewer people. As information overload makes it harder to know what to believe, the text emphasizes developing inner wisdom and discernment. Perhaps most importantly, the Book of Enoch suggests that the end times aren't really about the end of the world, but about the end of one way of being in the world and the beginning of something entirely new. The upheavals and transformations it describes are birth pangs of a new form of human civilization, one that integrates advanced knowledge with spiritual maturity. Whether you approach these prophecies from a religious, scientific, or purely historical perspective, they offer a fascinating lens through which to understand our current moment in history. The fact that a text written over 2,000 years ago could so accurately describe conditions in 2025 should give us pause and make us wonder what other insights it might contain about where we're headed. As we face an uncertain future filled with both unprecedented challenges and incredible opportunities, the ancient wisdom of Enoch reminds us that knowledge without wisdom is dangerous, that technology without ethics is destructive, and that progress without spiritual grounding leads to chaos rather than genuine advancement. The choice, according to these ancient prophecies, is still ours to make. We can use our expanding knowledge and powerful technologies to create a better world, or we can allow them to lead us toward destruction. The Book of Enoch suggests that this choice will define not just our immediate future, but the entire trajectory of human civilization for generations to come. What do you think about these connections between ancient prophecy and modern reality? Have you noticed other parallels between the Book of Enoch and current events? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this video opened your eyes to something new, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into forbidden knowledge and hidden wisdom that connects our past to our future. The next video in this series will explore even more shocking predictions from ancient texts that seem to describe our world today. You won't want to miss it.